Hola amigos, Rory Foster here with Dr. Lynn Walker. We've known each other for, probably more than 20 years or so by now. We met years and years ago on, I think it was in Steamboat Springs, right? You and Andy and Leslie and I, we were each separately on different anniversary trips, was it? Were you guys
were anniversary.
We were anniversary.
We were just taking
You were just
trip.
goofing off. Okay, all right. So anyway, turns out Lynn delivered our oldest son, Caleb, and was our doctor for years until insurance stuff changed. And you've taken classes, traveled with us, and things like that. And over the years, you started this program called Mission CMEcuador.
Right.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, I'm excited to share it with everyone. And tell us a little bit about it. What's Mission CMEcuador?
Yeah, so I have done quite a few medical brigades, usually in Ecuador with some nonprofits, and it kind of evolved into this Mission CMEcuador, which I've really developed as a sustainable program. We work with in-country partners and work with the local Ministry of Health in a town called Otavalo, and also with the local medical school. And the program is 1 week, and it allows participants, which would be, we'll talk about the requirements here in a minute, but basically the opportunity to earn up to 30 CME credits while working in clinics that are designated by the Ministry of Health as more high need.
Oh, that's awesome. And so one of the main differences between Mission CMEcuador and the immersion programs that we run is that you guys do focus on clinical work while you're traveling, and ours are a little bit more language focused.
Correct. And you can be a beginner Spanish. We do have interpreters available, but the more Spanish you know, the better, and it's a really great opportunity to practice.
Yeah, so I think this is a wonderful opportunity. People are always asking us, about clinical work abroad and a way to do it sustainable within the healthcare system, because that's really the trick, is to not be doing what people would call like duffel bag medicine, taking your places, setting up your own tent and just kind of seeing people totally out of context. But what's great is you've got this relationship with the local Ministry of Health, and you're able to work and support within the clinic system.
Correct. And
That's
then do
awesome.
some education at the same time, which I think is really the most sustainable part. I actually, on one of these programs, worked with a medical student. He said, I learned more from you in 4 days than I have in 4 years of medical school. So, that really meant a lot to me.
That's awesome.
So,
and you work with a local family practice residency here in Colorado too,
I
don't
do.
you?
I'm an adjunct faculty in the greater Denver area for family medicine residency.
Awesome.
I really enjoy that.
Well, tell us about your next trip coming up. You've got one in August and September, right? End of August, early September.
Correct. The dates are August 26th through September 2nd.
Yep. And so it's 1 week in Otavalo. Otavalo, by the way, is an amazing city. It's super beautiful. I just love how green it is and the mountainscapes all around. It's a really pretty setting. Yeah. And so you've got registration deadlines coming up and things like that. Tell us all about it.
Yeah, so we have a website. I think we're going to post the link here in a minute. But basically, if you're able to get on that and take a look, it really explains the program in detail. We have a contact us page, but there's also a pretty straightforward, just takes a few minutes, pre-registration page. So I'm asking people that are interested, just fill that out real quick. I respond personally to all of those inquiries, and it just gives me a better idea if you're a good fit, which really encourage everybody. If you have any level of interest, please check it out.
Yeah, awesome. Okay, so you've got a registration deadline coming up on April 30th, and you're offering a discount for Common Ground people.
Yeah.
Awesome.
We work together so well, and I wanted to help out your community. And
great.
We also are kind of cross-promoting Rory's program because we dovetail really nicely, and my participants need the medical Spanish help, so it works out
That's great.
well.
Nice collaboration. Cool.
Yeah.
All right, so tell us about what a week looks like. So we've got a little, talk us through the day-to-day here.
Yeah, no, it's a really unique program. Generally, participants arrive on Saturday. Most of the flights get you in pretty late at night.
Yeah.
But we have a team that'll meet you at the airport, take us to a hotel in Quito, which is a really cute boutique hotel. I love staying there. I've stayed there for years. They have a really great breakfast the next morning.
Nice.
And then we head out. All the transportation is included. And we go to the Mitad del Mundo.
Yeah.
It's just a stopping point, which is kind of a tourist attraction.
It's right on the equator, so you can, like, in one spot you can set the eggs on nails and stand fun northern, southern hemisphere. It's really
Right.
cool.
Yeah, that's a lot of fun. And then we head actually to a really nice lunch place that's right on a lake. And then finally, I say finally, it's only 2 hours away. Get to the hotel, which again is really supportive. They are super nice there. And then we have one day. Monday is the CME day. So we program with the medical school and the Ministry of Health and do talks on Ecuadorian medical system, common things you might see like parasites and those type of things.
Yeah.
And then the afternoon is a whole lot of fun. We actually work with a shaman who does teaching internationally. He's actually taught students from Canada, and he walks us through his medicinal garden, so showing us the plants and what they're used for. And then we actually go to his private sanctuary, which is really neat. And he kind of walks through different ways that he does cleansings and things for people. So.
Oh, that's awesome. You know, I need to share a contact with you in Otavalo. This gal named Paula, and she does these things called temazcal and a pachamanca. A pachamanca is this like ritual ceremonial type feast, and it's all this fruit and stuff buried in the ground with hot stones from the fire, and it cooks over time. And while that's cooking, you go into the temazcal, which is like a sweat lodge.
Yeah, he has the exact same thing.
Yeah. Oh my goodness, it is like. It was at least an hour long, and we were almost slightly delirious just by how dark and hot, and it was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
So
Very
this shaman
similar.
does that.
Yes.
Yeah.
And we're trying to arrange. It's a really packed week, but to maybe have an afternoon off if people are interested in participating in that type of program. He's kind of working with us to see if we can make that happen.
So hydrate before you go.
Definitely.
All right. Awesome. And so.
Well then, we jumped ahead, but Tuesday through Friday is the clinic work. So they put each of the clinicians in different clinics that are on the outskirts of Otavalo. They're within 20 minutes to half an hour.
Yeah.
So you work in the clinic, and then also really fun, you get to go out and do home visits and walk with the community members to really see things firsthand.
Oh, cool.
And then Friday evening is a lot of fun. We have kind of a closing ceremony. Again, the teaching is optional, but if you've been partnered with the medical student and the intern from your clinic, we kind of have everyone come together, have appetizers and things, and present certificates, give the participants their CME certificates, and then last year we had kind of some dancing afterwards, so it was really fun.
Nice.
And then the last day, and Rory probably knows about this, there's a huge market in Otavalo. So we have some time to go there, wander around for a few hours, and then we transport back to Quito.
It's one of the largest open air markets in all of Latin America, actually, that market in Otavalo. It's pretty cool. Very neat. Okay, so there are 3 primary components to what you do on your trips, right?
Right.
So they are, talk us through them.
Yeah, so we already alluded to it a little bit, but really key, we've worked hard to partner with the local Ministry of Health. We have multiple meetings with them ahead of time. They really reach out to the clinics, decide which ones really need the help, and kind of partner with those. That's all set up ahead of time. And then the 30 hours of CME, we actually do some of that. It is credits approved through the AAFP, but they are AMA Category 1 also. So there are lectures beforehand. It's about 3 to 4 hours just of pre-recorded lectures that are actually kind of interesting topics. One I just presented to the Colorado Academy of Family Physicians is on in-flight emergencies.
Oh, wow.
So things that you might come across on the airplane and what your duty to respond and those type of things. And then a few other kind of lectures that are just of interest, high altitude medicine, because we're at 8,000 feet in Quito and Otavalo. And then the one full day, which is 6 to 8 hours, Monday in country, and then the teaching credits, you get credits for that as well.
Awesome.
So.
Hey, we have a little mini medical Spanish lesson in there too, don't we?
We do. Rory really helped me out and actually has an hour-long CME program that's part of the pre-trip. So it gives you some basic things to expect and really is a good brush up. And then for the beginner students, just gives you some basics to start with.
Awesome. That was fun. Okay, so who's the ideal sort of traveler on this program? Who's the ideal candidate?
So I'm a family medicine doctor, and originally it was kind of created for family medicine physicians. The credits are all approved through the AAFP. But since then we've expanded it. You do need to have an active medical license anywhere in the U.S., and we had people from all over the U.S. on our last program. And then really if you're able to practice somewhat independently. I mean, you will be in these individual clinics. So nurse practitioners, physician assistants, we're kind of trying to coordinate if you would need kind of a supervisor, but certainly physician assistants that are well experienced. And then third-year family medicine residents actually would be good candidates. And then the local hospital has actually expressed some interest in having specialists come in and do some teaching there. So that would be a new aspect to the program. So I've kind of put on a case-by-case basis if specialists are interested. Definitely fill out that pre-registration, and then I generally try and coordinate a phone call to do a little more, fill in the gaps, kind of get your details and then explain a little more about the program.
Cool. So you mentioned earlier that you use interpreters to eliminate any language barriers. Do you open this up for interpreters? Like if we have some interpreters who want to travel and do that interpreting work, would it be an option for them too?
That would be wonderful. Yeah, we haven't had that happen yet, but no, I think that's a great idea.
Yeah, cool. Very good, very good. Because I know we've got a lot of medical interpreters within the Common Ground community.
Yeah.
And that would be a really neat way to actually put their skills to volunteering, right? Yeah, that'd be wonderful. Okay, cool. And so, all right, what have we got here? Show us some... Ooh, this is high up, huh?
Yeah, this is Chimborazo Mountain. We only went to 16,000 feet. We didn't climb up further, but it's 20,000 feet, so that was a few trips ago. Yeah. And then this is one of the Ecuadorian ladies in the market. And then this is the Mitad del Mundo. And that first person is one of our in-country coordinators, Mario, who is great, very energetic. He's with us the whole time. And then Mary Jean is actually an interpreter, medical interpreter by trade, and she's a close friend, but also has really been instrumental in helping develop the program. And then me in the back there.
Cool, so, nice, and that's right there on the equator.
Mitad del Mundo, right?
Fun. Yeah. Okay, so if someone's interested, what are the right next steps?
Yeah, so first I'd say look at the website, and then like I say, if you're kind of on the fence, it's perfectly fine just to fill out a few sentences of questions in the Contact Us page. I monitor that pretty closely and we'll get back with you. And then also a tab at the top of the web page is the pre-registration page. And again, it's pretty straightforward questions, takes 5 minutes to do, but that'll give me a little more background to see, like I say, we are able to accept a wide variety of candidates, but just to get your background and figure out how good of a fit you would be. And if you fill that out, I respond to those as well. And then generally try and set up just a quick phone interview, just to kind of explain a few more details of the program, kind of outline expectations, and just make sure you're comfortable with going ahead.
Cool. And so we'll put this link just below the video here in the description area, so you can follow that link directly. And if on that pre-registration form you mentioned Common Ground, then you can get a little break on your fee for the program. And there is an application deadline though, because there's a lot of paperwork involved in being a part of the Ministry of Health there in Ecuador. Correct.
April 30th is the date for this year's trip, and there is something called an apostille, which Rory may remember. It's basically proof that you have an active medical license, and then we have to send that information to Ecuador, and that process just takes a little while. Yeah, cool, awesome. Well, hey, thanks for tuning in, Lynn. Thanks for being here and sharing this program. It is a really neat way to go abroad and do some medical work in a local community with underserved people. And so check it out. Head off to Lynn's website and take a look and see if it might be a good fit for you. Hasta luego, amigos.